right, so get ready because we are diving headfirst into the absolutely massive world of open source software.
Really is amazing, isn't it? The sheer scale of it all.
It really is. We're talking about a whole universe of projects out there just on GitHub alone.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Each one jam-packed with potential, too.
Right. And that's what's so exciting. It's like having this this huge library, but of code.
Yeah.
And it's right there at your fingertips anytime you want.
And it's constantly growing and evolving, too. That's the best part.
That's what's so cool about it. And the best part is you're in luck because today we're your guides.
We've gone ahead and done the digging for you, sifted through tons of GitHub repositories.
All the project descriptions, the documentation, installation guides, all that.
Yeah, all the nitty-gritty details. We've taken care of that for you.
So basically, we're like treasure hunters.
Right.
We're unearthing the hidden gems that you might not find on, like, your typical top 10 lists or whatever.
It's like we're going off the beaten path here.
Exactly. So are you ready to get this deep dive started?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. First up, we're jumping right into the fast-paced world of DevOps.
DevOps. Gotta love it.
With this project, it's called Harasecond DevOps Bash Tools. Have you ever wished you could just automate all those little tedious everyday tasks that eat up your time?
Oh, tell me about it. So many of those.
Right. Well, this project, that's what it's all about.
It's a lifesaver.
We're talking over 1,000 Bash scripts, all ready to go, designed to tackle all sorts of DevOps challenges, big and small.
And it doesn't matter if you're working with AWS, GCP, Kubernetes, databases, you name it.
Whatever your flavor is, they've probably got a script in there that can, make your life a little bit easier. And they're not just random scripts either.
Oh, no, definitely not.
These are designed to handle those like mission-critical tasks in a DevOps environment, right? Streamlining deployments, managing infrastructure, just making sure everything's running smoothly. You know the deal.
Keeping the lights on, as they say.
Exactly. Okay, so picture this. You accidentally downloaded the same file like 5 times. We've all been there, right?
Oh, yeah. More times than I care to admit.
It happens. Well, guess what? This project, they've got a script called, get this, delete duplicate files.
So simple, yet so effective.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Or let's say you're working on something, I don't know, a little more sensitive, dealing with data that needs to be gone, completely gone.
Data that you don't want anyone else to ever lay eyes on.
Right. Well, they've got you covered. There's a script called shredfile.esh. It overwrites your data like multiple times before deleting it, just to be safe.
Talk about digital peace of mind, right? You can sleep easy knowing that data is truly gone.
No kidding. Okay, so we've gone from automation, but now let's shift gears a bit to something a little more, I don't know, how would you say it? Maybe a little more clandestine.
Ooh, clandestine. I like it. Little cloak and dagger action.
Yeah, exactly. I want to introduce you to Goodbye DPI.
Now, this one always gets people talking. It's like a digital escape artist, always finds a way.
So, okay, imagine your ISP is like this gatekeeper, right? Controlling what you can and can't access online.
Yeah, the digital bouncer at the club internet.
That's a good one. And DPI, or Deep Packet Inspection, that's their weapon of choice.
That's how they keep tabs on everything.
Right. But Goodbye DPI, this is like your secret weapon, your secret tunnel, right? It uses some pretty clever techniques to basically bypass those restrictions and get you where you need to go.
Slips right under the radar.
And the developer, they're very upfront about this, by the way. They're all about promoting open access to information, not for, doing anything illegal.
Right. It's all about keeping the internet a free and open space for everyone.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about automation, we've talked about online freedom, but now let's give our eyes a break from the digital shadows, shall we? Let's talk about something a bit more, aesthetically pleasing. Let's talk about imhex.
Imhex. Now you're speaking my language.
It's a hex editor, but it's designed for people who actually care about how things look.
Right. Because who says developer tools have to be boring?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not just about being easy on the eyes.
Oh, absolutely not. This thing is packed with features.
I'm talking data analysis. You've got your disassembler, custom themes, even a content updater.
It's like the Swiss Army knife of hex editors, but like a really, really good-looking one.
Okay, ready for this? It has its own, get this, pattern language. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before. But
Oh, I've heard of it. It's pretty impressive stuff. You can define and then recognize all these complex data structures within the hex itself.
Which, okay, I know I might sound a little, in the weeds for some people, but trust me, if you're into reverse engineering, low-level programming, security analysis, anything like that.
It's a game changer.
It is. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground, but we've got to keep moving. Let's get a little more technical for a moment.
Time to roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty.
That's the spirit. So have you ever wondered how developers make sure their code runs smoothly, like no matter where it's being built?
Ah, you're talking about the magic of consistent build environments.
Exactly. And that's where GitHub Actions runner images come in.
They're like the unsung heroes of CI/CD pipelines.
Okay, so think of these runner images as like pre-built environments.
Like virtual machines all set up and ready to go.
Right, and they provide this consistent foundation for running your code.
Because who wants to deal with those, it works on my machine, aesthetics, right?
The worst. And the best part is GitHub, they offer all these different types of runner images, depending on what you need, and they're always updating them.
You always have access to the latest and greatest software.
Which, in the fast-paced world of software development, that's essential, right?
Absolutely critical. You got to stay ahead of the curve.
Okay, so we've talked about building blocks of automation. But now let's talk about building beautiful native mobile experiences. And to do that, we need to talk about, drumroll please, React Native.
Ah, React Native. The dream of writing once, deploying everywhere.
Exactly. This lets you build those really slick, native-feeling apps.
But here's the kicker. You use JavaScript.
Which, if you're a developer, you know how big of a deal that is. It means you can target both iOS and Android.
With one code base. No need to write everything twice.
Talk about a time saver. Right.
It really is pretty incredible when you think about it. One code base, and you've got, like you said, two of the biggest mobile platforms covered.
It's a huge time saver.
Yeah.
And speaking of time savers, let's talk about a project that can save you a lot of headaches, especially if you're into like smart homes and, having total control over your data.
Ah, yes. Privacy and control in the smart home world. Super important stuff.
It really is. So have you ever looked at those big tech smart home systems and just thought,
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, I totally get it. It's like you want the convenience, but not at the expense of your privacy.
Exactly. And that's where Home Assistant swoops in to save the day.
Love it. It's like taking your smart home back from, the big corporations.
Right. And it's like this massive project with this huge, passionate community behind it, which is always a good sign.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It shows that people really care about it.
Mm.
And the number of devices it can connect to, it's mind-blowing.
No kidding. We're talking smart lights, thermostats, security systems, you name it. I even saw that it can connect to, robot vacuums.
I mean, what can't it do at this point? It's incredible.
It really is. And here's the best part. At least in my opinion, everything's locally controlled.
Which means?
Your data stays put
Yeah.
right there in your house. No need to worry about it, floating around in the cloud somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about peace of mind, knowing that your data is yours and you're in control. And it really is a testament to, the power of community.
Totally. This project wouldn't exist without the dedication of all those developers, tinkerers, enthusiasts all around the world.
It's open source in action, right? A global collaboration driven by, a shared passion for innovation.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've gone from automating our servers to, automating our homes. But now let's shift gears one more time to the world of business, specifically CRM.
CRM, gotta have it, right? Especially if you're running a business.
It's essential these days. So for all you entrepreneurs out there, have you ever, felt kind of limited by those traditional CRM solutions?
Those big, clunky, expensive pieces of software. Yeah, I feel your pain.
Well, I'm here to tell you about Crane CRM.
No, this is what I'm talking about. Open source CRM done right.
Exactly. It's like this breath of fresh air because it's built with developers in mind, which, for those who are technically inclined, it's a big deal.
It is, because it means you can customize it to your heart's content. You're not stuck with whatever features the vendor decided to include, right?
Exactly. And I mean, you've got Laravel, you've got Vue.js, all of the good stuff.
And it's all open source, which means you can see how it works, tinker with it, even contribute back to the project if you want.
And it's well supported because they've got a whole community behind it, right?
Documentation, forums, all that good stuff. You're not left out in the cold.
Exactly. All right, we're on the home stretch now, but we've saved the best for last. Cloud developers, you ready for this?
Hit me with it.
We're diving into the world of local development environments with Local Stack.
Oh, Local Stack. Now, this is a game changer, especially if you're working with AWS.
No kidding. Imagine, right, being able to spin up a fully functional AWS environment, but it's all in your computer.
No more worrying about those surprise cloud bills, no more waiting for resources to provision. It's like instant gratification for cloud developers.
Exactly. And you don't even need to be an AWS expert to appreciate it, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's a fantastic way to, like, learn the ropes.
It's like a safe space to experiment, break things, and learn without, the fear of breaking the bank.
It's like a giant AWS sandbox.
Exactly. And they're constantly adding support for more services. They even have, like, a pro version if you want to get really serious about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, for the serious developers out there, they've got you covered too. But they didn't forget about the visual learners out there either.
Well, yeah, they've got those UI clients. So if you'd rather click buttons than type commands, they've got you covered.
It's true. So there you have it. From automating our homes to spinning up our own personal cloud environments, we've really covered some ground today.
It's amazing to see how far open source has come. And the best part is, it's only getting better.
And that's what's so amazing about this whole world of open source, right? Like, we've just scratched the surface here. But hopefully this is giving you a taste, like just a little nibble of what's out there.
It's a huge buffet, and we've only tried a few dishes.
Exactly. And the best part is you don't just have to, like, consume, right? You can actually get involved. You can be a part of it.
Absolutely. That's what keeps the open source world spinning. People coming together, sharing ideas, building cool stuff.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be like, hardcore coding or anything like that. Maybe you're really good at writing documentation, or you have an eye for design, making things look nice.
Or maybe you're just really good at finding bugs. Hey, that's important too.
Yes.
Every little bit helps.
It really does. Because every contribution, big or small, it helps these projects grow, become better, reach more people.
And who knows, maybe you'll discover your next big passion project.
Right. Or maybe you'll end up building something that, like, changes the world. Who knows? The possibilities really are endless.
We really are. And that's what's so exciting about it, isn't it? It's like a world of possibilities, all powered by collaboration and this shared desire to make things better.
I love that. So if you're feeling inspired, don't be shy. Go check out these projects we talked about, explore those GitHub repositories, see what piques your interest.
Join the communities, ask questions, get involved. You won't regret it.
And on that note, folks, we've come to the end of our deep dive. But don't worry, the journey doesn't end here. It's up to you to keep exploring, keep learning, keep asking questions, and most importantly, never stop building. Until next time.